Genesis, we have to talk. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Switching Gears. Not really proud to actually make this video, as I do make G70 contents and Genesis contents, and I do praise about them, but I do have some issues. Not that much of a big deal, but it's still an issue, and it's something that Genesis should honor and warranty it, but they're deciding not to, and thus I'm making this video. A year into owning the car, I started seeing a slight trim discoloration, so to speak, at first on one of the windows. And then on the bigger part of the trim, which is the smaller non-opening window, I saw the film actually kind of peeling off, or so to speak. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. It's really annoying when you're trying to get a top-of-the-line car in a G70. And now let's not get it confused. It's not that much cheaper than a BMW 340 or a Mercedes C43. The thing about Genesis is that it was derived off of Hyundai, and it's supposed to be the luxury brand of Hyundai. And when it first came out, it was engineered by Albert Biermann, who was one of the engineers for the BMW M division. Genesis already tried to separate away from Hyundai and become this luxury brand with good success, if I may add, as they made the contours of the car and the engine so reliable and so beautiful to look at. They hired him, and he had a lot to do with the Stinger and the G70s, and I'm extremely happy for it. And I know that they hired a couple other German engineers, so they're heading towards the right area by manufacturing and by engineering this car a certain way that Germans do. I was extremely happy to actually even learn that to begin with. They said that it's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the powertrain and 3 years, 60,000 on all-around body. So I'm pretty sure that the window trim falls under warranty. On the screen right now, you're gonna see on what the emails that were going back and forth with me and Genesis were, and the reason why they didn't cover me under warranty is still unknown. And I've asked them a couple of times why I'm not getting covered, and I just don't really get an answer. It was just like, oh, our warranty team decided to not cover you, but for what reason, I really don't know. And why isn't it happening on all the window trims? I really don't know that either. So here's the thing. I want to do a chrome delete, but I can't do a chrome delete when the film is peeling off, and if they're going to put a film over this film, there's going to be an indentation over there where it actually peeled off. And the reason why I want to do a chrome delete is because I don't want to deal with this anymore. This is BS to me, in my opinion. Like, I shouldn't be dealing with such an issue, really. Here's the catch. Are you ready for this? They only darken the window trims on the Prestige models. So, buy a Prestige model, get the window trims more darker than a non-Prestige model. Those trims are going to peel because the glue on the film that you put over it is not adequate, and they want to charge you $1,500 to replace those window trims. What? Please make it make sense. It does not make sense to me whatsoever. Over here, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get the Prestige model. Like, why wouldn't I get the Prestige model? 3.3 Prestige with the sunroof, vented seats, heated steering wheel, heated mirrors. Why wouldn't I get the Prestige model? But here I am left with a $1,500 bill because I got a Prestige model. That's preposterous to me. You know, I didn't really make a big deal of it. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna bring this up to the manager of the dealership that I take my car in, which seemed perfectly explainable at that time. After bringing his attention to the issue, he called it what's called a cosmetic issue, as if it's my fault that I did that, or it's my fault that the window trim film was coming off. People are going to be like, oh, well, why don't you go to other dealerships? Well, I got denied warranty by corporate. I didn't get denied warranty by the dealership. I got denied warranty by corporate. And so I feel like at this point, what is the point of me just going to Jersey? Because I'm in New York City, y'all. So like the Brooklyn dealership of Genesis, the manager there, I believe his name is Wilson, when I pointed it out to him, I'm like, hey, look, I'm like, these window trims are like starting to peel, or I'm not sure what's happening. And he's like, oh no, he's like, I don't want to deal with that. He's like, I already replaced those and on another person, and they never paid me back. Corporate never paid me back. He's like, so I lost money on that. He's like, so I'm not even gonna deal with that anymore. So I'm like, so how can I get this covered? Like, what can I do? What should I do? And he said, well, you could try calling corporate and see what happens, but pretty much the same ordeal. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll call corporate and complain to them about my window trims. So I opened up a case with corporate, and I needed to speed up over there, y'all. That was crazy. Then I called corporate and I'm like, hey, my window trims are starting to peel. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. But before I called corporate, I made sure I went to the forums and Facebook. I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups for the G70s and the forums and even Reddit. And I'm like seeing if other people had the same kind of issue with these window trims. And I saw a couple other cases with the G80s and the GV80s and maybe a G70 here and there. But not too many G70s, mostly G80s, but they did have the issue and they got it warranted. Hopefully mine is gonna get done. So I waited a couple of weeks, maybe even 2 months. And then I got an email saying, you know, my case was resolved and the warranty team are not covering the window trims. And I'm just like, well, that's odd. Window trims are covered under warranty. My car is a 2023 with 23,000 miles. Why am I not being covered? It didn't make any sense to me at that point. Why am I at fault for that? Why am I at fault that you do not have adequate glue on your film for it to stay for longer than a year? Like, it's been a year. I really wanted to open up a case with BBB and have them look at it, as this is really unfair to the customers. I love Genesis, to be honest with you. I love this car. I've had Mercedes, I've had BMWs, I've had Acuras, I've had Accords, I've had Infinities. I love this car and what it represents and how good it looks, the amount of power that it makes, everything about it. I've been praising this car ever since I made my YouTube channel approximately a year and a half ago. So I'm not here trying to shit on Genesis. I'm just here trying to exploit this unfairness of Genesis not covering the window trims. It doesn't seem fair that Genesis doesn't cover the window trims for no reason. They have nothing that they can prove that I maliciously messed up my own window trims. Nonetheless, here I am. I'm heading to the shop in Brooklyn. I'm gonna take a video of the shop later on, but I'm heading there and I'm gonna get a chrome delete on my window trims and my emblems and stuff like that. So I can't wait to get that done and just get this thing over with. Was I gonna do this anyway? Probably was gonna do this anyway. Genesis actually knows about this. They've covered a couple of these. Not only are they denying me warranty, this is the best part. They're denying me warranty and pricing me $1,500 to get these replaced. Genesis, why am I paying for this? We gotta do better, Genesis. We have to do better. You have to look out after your customers. If you're making cars, and yes, you are making cars to compete against the Germans. Let's not get it twisted. You are making cars to compete against the M340, the C43, the S4s. This is the car that competes against those. If you're trying to get into the German niche, and you're trying to be like, hey, we're a little cheaper, check us out, we're just as luxury. Yes, it's true, the leather is just as luxury. The interior, the features, the engine output, twin turbo and all that is just like the Germans. But if you're trying to be that competition, if you're trying to be in that tier, you need to look out after your customers. Now, this might seem like I'm complaining, but if you're trying to charge $2,000 for something that the customer had no fault at, this is a legit complaint. What is the point of promising warranty to your customers if you're not gonna hold up your end of the bargain? All right, so I'm here. They took my visors off. I'm about to pull into the shop. They're about to do the chrome delete. Check it out here. Look at that right there. Man, just everywhere, really. There's a little bit right here. I'm not sure how that happened. And showed you guys over there. Got the emblems taken off. Because you already know, if I'm doing a chrome delete, I'm going to darken the emblems. And then I got this emblem taken off as well. And I'm also going to chrome delete this right here. This is going to get chrome deleted also. So I can't wait for that. NYC Wheel Professional, guys. This is exactly where you come to get your chrome delete. Right next to a McLaren. Foreshadowing, maybe? I don't know. That's taking it a little bit far. But the chrome delete is looking sweet, though. This McLaren is probably getting powder coated on the rims. I definitely don't need that yet. So, and this is the shops. Pretty nice. The shop's pretty big, actually, considering for what they do. Got a bunch of cars out here. Even got a boat out here. And this is the inside. It's a little bit of a mess, but like I said, if a shop ain't a mess, that means that it's not busy. And if it's not busy, then that means that it's not doing something right. And this shop seems to be busy, so they're definitely doing something right. Alright guys, so I just got chrome delete, you guys can tell. Looks pretty nice all around. And then I got it on the mirrors as well. Right here, this part. Chrome delete. Underneath. And then I got it in the front grille as well. Happen to like that actually. I think it looks pretty badass. Not gonna lie, I think it looks pretty badass. And then I also darkened the emblem. Here's this side. Yeah, chrome delete is done. So I won't have that issue anymore with the peeling of the chromes, and definitely not paying $2,000 to get these trims changed. But on top of that, I did a wrap roof. Now I left that antenna like that because they told me that they would have to take the antenna to wrap it, and that was just a whole lot of work and a whole lot of trouble, so I decided to go against that. The wrap roof, I think it looks sick. But yeah, chrome delete done, wrapping of the roof done, and I think it actually looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I think it actually looks pretty good. But yep, this is the trim getting deleted, the trim chrome getting deleted. No more discoloration, no more fussing about, and for a couple $100, the headache is gone, where I have to constantly look at my trim of my new car just looking ugly and looking discolored and looking like just not adequate to what this car should be. I hope you guys liked the video. If you do like the video, please hit that like button for me, and please consider subscribing for more content in the future. Until then, take it easy. Peace out.